Welcome back to Candy Adventures. I'm Elizabeth, and today Chris is not with me. He is working, and technically so am I. So you are going to come along with me to work, and we're going to do a couple side quests while we're out here. You can see the weather doesn't look that great, but we're going to make the most of it. We're going to do some birding, which is what I do for field work. We're going to do some crabbing and maybe some fishing, but otherwise we're going to be exploring the bays of coastal Texas. So let's go. Nona, are you ready? Are you ready for adventure? You're not going to work with me. Come on. Good girl. You gotta go inside. There you go. Sorry.
Running around in this old Honda truck. Bank lets me borrow from month to month. Running out of time and hoping for a little sun to show. The rain and wind are creeping in. To the bays of Texas hold a wind. Just a crab or a fish on the end of a line would be just fine.
The plan for this very ugly day today is to go look at some birds and possibly collect sediment samples to identify what they're eating in the sediment. And a couple of days ago, Chris and I put out a crab trap in anticipation for filming a video in the bay. However, the weather for the past 2 weeks has not been cooperating and has been a torrential downpour and thunderstorms for most of the days, and especially the days that we had off. Actually, right where I am, this place 2 weeks ago was completely dry, and now most of it is standing water and inundated, which is speaking to how much it has been raining. Because we weren't able to film, I have to go get that crab trap. But I have a sneaking suspicion. I specifically put it here because I have seen blue crabs. So I think that there are crabs in this trap, and it might just make the day worth it. And even though it's like gross outside, to have crabs in a crab trap and be successful crabbing might make it a total win. And then if we can do some fishing in between, then that's fantastic. So I'm lugging around all of this gear in anticipation for all of those things. So first we got to do a little bit of birding because I have to work. And then in between, once I get some birding done and some sediment collection done, then we can go fish and go collect a crab trap, barring that the weather holds out. Today's not a crazy adventure, but it's a nerdy one. As I'm making my way to my first birding site, I have to show you guys two of the plants that I have to walk through. The first is this stuff, this lime green, waxy, bulbous plant. This one is called saltwort or turtleweed. And the reason why it's kind of bulbous is because these little leaves contain liquid that is very salty. So you can actually bite it and it tastes like a very salty brine. You can technically eat these. Google says that people eat these. I don't know what people those may be, but people eat these. I think it would be pretty good for like a topping on a salad or something, like a salty crunch. But this saltwort completely covers this bank, in addition to the one other plant that is just slightly taller than the saltwort, which is not setting the bar very high. That short little plant is this little bush. And it's actually not a bush. This is a tree. This is a black mangrove, and it looks different than what people traditionally think mangroves look like because they think of red mangroves, which have those really beautiful red-orange prop roots. These guys don't have prop roots. They actually have roots that go under the ground, spread out, and then stick their little root fingers up out of the soil for air for when the tide goes out. So they do air exchange through their roots when they're exposed. And they are everywhere. And they are called pneumatophores. And it's just these little brown fingers. Hello, brown fingers. And you can see there's tiny little holes on them, and those are for our air exchange. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I set up the spotting scope because we have a few birds over here and they're hunting or foraging, and I think it's really cool, even as somebody that isn't really interested in birds, it's still fun to watch. So one of them is a reddish egret, and they get their name because they're supposed to be a reddish color, but they have another color morph, which is just plain white. For somebody that doesn't know birds, it looks similar to other egrets or storks or something. So an easy way to distinguish them from those is their hunting method. They're called drunken sailor birds, and that's because when they're hunting, instead of standing still in one spot and waiting for a fish to swim by, they do these crazy movements and splay out their wings to create shade, and it spooks the fish, and then the fish will come underneath the shade, and then the bird will eat it. And we also just had another bird that is very odd looking show up, and that is a long-billed curlew, and they're just known for these really long curved beaks. And it's foraging right now, and you can see exactly why it has this beak, and it's to get into these little fiddler crab burrows or holes and pull the crabs out. Oh, he caught a crab. He caught a fiddler crab. This is very amateur National Geographic. I caught fiddler crabs yesterday.
I'm learning that you have to be fast and you just gotta go for it. And if they pinch you, they pinch you. But this is a fiddler crab. I feel like a bird. A big, long-legged, gangly bird.
I kind of feel compelled to call you a bird right now and throw my glass of water in your face.
Right. I'm whispering because there's awkwardly people fishing around me. And I'm the weirdo that's in the bushes.
Okay, moving out. Next spot, things to do, places to be. Weather potentially threatening this whole day, we'll see.
Candy can't fight the weather, so we'll weather the weather together and take what we can get.
One thing I've learned wading through all of this is that you just suck it up that you can't see the bottom. You just hope that there's nothing down there that's gonna bite you or sting you. I have seen stingrays approach my shoes. Oh my gosh, there's a hole there. Okay. I had a stingray approach my shoes last week, but he was just like checking him out and then swam away. So, mostly fine. I just grin and bear it and send it. But while I've been out here, I've seen a ton of redfish dorsal fins that slowly poke out of this little channel, which is pretty cool. So I think it could be a good fishing spot if I have time between working and collecting the crab trap. That's a hole. That was another hole. The seagrass is wrapping up around my feet. This isn't a focal species for me for the project I'm working on, but it is in a category. This is a black-bellied plover, and you can tell from the 3 birds that I've identified today, it's because they're very obvious to identify. This is one of them. I don't think I have to tell you why it's called a black-bellied plover, but there it is in all of its glory, doing very exciting bird things, just standing there. I don't really have a background in birds or ornithology, but I will say this birding thing is starting to grow on me. Not bird, crab, or fish related at all, but I did just spot a random thing and it sticks out like a sore thumb because of the color. On a little dry island is this. It's a prickly pear cactus fruit. They're called tuna, I think, so if you're ever in Mexico and you see something that says tuna, listed amongst other fruits, it's actually referring to this fruit here. I cannot harvest it because this is not public land, so you have to have written permission to harvest prickly pear fruits, but they're very pretty purple color, stand out a lot from the green, and I have no idea what they taste like. I've never had them, but this is like the prime time to get them. If I could, I would. Boop. All right, I may not find the bird today, but I was on the right track. This shows that they were here. This is a bright pink feather, and it belongs to a Rosate spoonbill. They are pink birds, and the first time I saw one here was when I was driving along the highway, and I saw it flying next to the bridge, and I'd never heard of them before, and I did a double take because I thought a flamingo, because it is a bright pink bird, and it does look the same as a flamingo when it's flying. But there are a ton of these here. They used to be hunted for these beautiful pink feathers. You technically aren't supposed to collect their feathers or anything because they're protected by the Migratory Bird Act. I'm leaving it so that I don't get a felony. I'm officially done collecting samples, and we saw some birds, so now crab trap or fishing? Maybe some fishing, and then we'll put the crab trap last. I'm a little anxious about it because I want there to be crabs and they're so bad, but also this weather is just really looking awful. Let's go fishing. Gosh, I keep seeing the fin pop up. Oh! Come on, big old fish. Oh my God, I see the shadow. Come on. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. My heart. Okay, look at this. Big ass fish. You kidding me? Kidding. Oh my God.
Rock bottoming. You're rock bottoming.
I am.
This ominous cloud back here is slowly moving closer and closer, and it's already starting to drizzle a little bit, and so I have to walk all the way back to where the crab trap is that I set a few days ago and go walk all the way out and get it and then bring it back, regardless if it has crabs.
Candy can't fight the weather, so we'll weather the weather together and take what we can get.
Good news is that it's currently starting to rain. Pretty much knew that was gonna happen. In movies, rain is usually one of two things. First, most beautiful being an artistic representation of cleansing or new beginnings, forgiveness, those sort of things.
You wrote me?
Yes. It wasn't over. Tears. And rain.
And then the other reason is it's usually the butt end of a joke.
Oh, great!
Tulio, look on the positive side of these things, can't you?
Excuse me, were you going to say worse?
No.
No. You sure?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I've revised that whole thing.
Yeah.
It feels like the rain might be the second one. Let's see. The suspense is killing me. I have to wait out here a ways because we originally put this crab trap down so that we could access it from the boat, which means I had to be closer to a channel and not all the way in a bay. So I have to walk out a pretty long ways. So my heartbeat is a little fast. One, because I have to walk in waist deep water. Two, because I'm anxious to know if there's actually crabs in this trap that we were supposed to capture and film and eat on camera yesterday and the day before, but there were torrential downpours. And then three, I always get a little anxious walking through this murky water because you can't see anything. You can't see the bottom. You can't see anything around you. So you just hope that there's nothing that's gonna come get you. Okay, moments of truth. As the rain picks up again, we'll see. Oh! Okay! Dang, they cleaned the heck out of those chicken legs. Okay, I'm pretty sure those are both of size. Oh my gosh, is Chris gonna have a crab dinner tonight? Oh, one for each of us. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my God, buddy is ready to fight me. Oh, I'll fight you back. I'll fight you back. Oh my gosh, he's lethal. He is out for blood. Actually don't like that movie, but and this is a prime example of why I wear these booties. So if you can't tell, there's a giant cut, a pretty deep cut through my neoprene booties, and that is from oyster shells. So because you can't see where you're walking in the water, you're likely to stumble upon a mound of oysters, and they are super sharp and can cut you. So I bet if I was not wearing shoes, that would probably be a few stitches. The part that I have been dreading. I have walked this all the way back to the truck, and I have to get them out. Blue crabs are very feisty, especially the angry old men that are in this. So let's go. Woohoo! Oh no. Nobody wants to fight me. Okay, scratch that. Work smart, not hard. Yeah. Come on. One more. Let go. Go in there. Yes, you. Go. Let go. Yeah. Okay. 2 crabs in a cooler. We're good. It's hot. There's a mob of mosquitoes outside, but
the most satisfying beverage to rehydrate with on planet Earth, bar none, is a cold Capri Sun.
this is as good a time as any to let you know that our merch is officially back up. We have multiple designs for people to choose from. If you're interested, don't ever feel pressured to buy anything, but the link is in the description. A lot of people wanted just something that said Candy Adventures, and I couldn't just put font because it drives me nuts because there's like nothing unique about it. So I made this little design on the bottom with the motorcycle, a catfish, our boat, blue crab, and the truck camper, just like some adventure themed stuff. And hindsight 2020, it does kind of look like the Friends logo, but if you like Friends, then that's an added bonus, obviously. And the design that got brought back was a rainbow trout riding a motorcycle with a poppin' little booty. A lot of people asked for this shirt, so we have men's, women's, and even these tank tops. So for the ladies, I really like these tank tops. They're really comfortable and kind of loose fitting. And we have a couple options for those tank tops. And we also have multiple colors for any of these shirts. And then we have 3 designs for hot brown because it was a very contentious topic. We didn't know how to go about designing hot brown because out of context it doesn't sound good. So this is the vintage option, okay? I designed this one, and then Chris wanted one that was a bit more subtle. So it's just the word hot that's like melting, steaming, or like bubbling on a brown shirt. So this shirt is only available in brown because it is inferred hot brown. So a little bit of a genius way to go about that. And then the third option, which I did not order as a tester, is the menu that I made for Chris's birthday that people were interested in possibly buying. I put just this front half of the menu on the back of a shirt. So if you wanted a shirt with some of this on it, it is on there. I did not pre-order it to see what it looks like. Hopefully it looks good. But, this menu is for sale. So I did a bulk order of printing and laminating these. So these are all done by hand by me in Texas. These are for anybody that actually expressed interest in wanting one of these for their house. It'll be an interesting talking point for sure for anybody that stops over. But we're gonna do one for $15 or two for $20, and that should include the shipping. So you'll have to email us and you'll have to supply your address. The payment is going to be through PayPal. That's because they take the least amount out of a donation or a payment. If you donate through YouTube, they take a 30% cut of a donation, and Patreon takes a 20% cut. So PayPal is the lowest. I think they only take 3%. So that's going to be the way that we are accepting payment. So one for 15, two for 20. It should be quick to mail it. So if you're interested, if not, don't feel pressure to buy any of this stuff. Just enjoy watching adventurous content. But that's up for anybody that was interested and wanted some. After being hot and sweaty and rained on and eaten by mosquitoes in the field, the last thing that I really want to do is cook. I'll be very honest. So
good afternoon. Thank you for choosing Whataburger Importing. My name is Josh. What can I get you started with?
Hi, can I get a number one, please?
Would you like cheese and bacon on that?
No, thank you. Awesome, thank you.
you as well.
This is so much better than cooking.
Instead of eating Whataburger alone in my truck, I decided to take us to a birding center. So I'll talk about it in a second. Let's go. The reason why I decided to come to this birding center is because I failed you on the front of putting a Rosate spoonbill on camera, which is the very pretty pink bird, and the one that gets misidentified with a flamingo. Well, there is a random pink flamingo that actually occurs over here in this birding center. I know that in the past they've had one that escaped from a zoo and just kind of made its home here because there's plenty of food for it. And then there's some that get lost over here from Florida that make it through hurricanes and stuff. But it's just one male over here. And oh my gosh! Okay, I'll show you. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, hi Mr. Flamingo. How cool is this? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know, this might make my day over the crabs. Look at him! I did not have Whataburger with a flamingo in Texas on a bucket list today, but I had now created the bucket list item and am checking it off on the same day. This is so cool. Excuse me, are you a coot? Excuse me, sir. Are you a coot? That's a chicken duck, ladies and gentlemen. I can prove that I wasn't lying because the other pink birds that are supposed to be here, not the random flamingo, but the Rosate spoonbills, are all the way over there. Texas is part of what is known as the Central Flyway, which is a migratory path for birds when they're moving north or south, depending on the part of the season, the spring or the fall. And currently we're in fall, so the birds are moving closer to the equator or South America for the winter, and Texas is a big stopover. Over 300 species of birds stop here that are migratory, and the flamingo is not one of them. So it's really funny that there's one that ends up here. But I think I'm now getting rained out, so this might be the end of the video. I appreciate y'all coming along for work with me. I hope we can get back to some adventures, and I really miss Chris on this video, but he'll probably be really excited to know that we might be having crab for dinner. So we'll see you guys next time.
Candy can't fight the weather, so we'll weather the weather together and take what we can get.